regardless of how annoying it can be sometimes.
Yes,
because it
of
works
course.
for us in the long run.
Exactly right. Yeah, man. And going back to the Churchill thing as well, there's a fantastic YouTube channel which I really, really rate. And if anyone's listening to this that want to get a bit more, educated on Churchill, the YouTube channel is called Knowing Better. And I think this guy has got, he's actually an American guy, but he's done like a big sort of dissertation on Churchill and sort of counter argues all of the points that people have been bringing up for a while, like causing the famines in India and during World War II, and well, causing them. He obviously didn't cause the famine, but he, in theory, routed wheat and food and stuff away from that area to the army in order to feed an army that was fighting a fascist regime that was killing millions of people. And whether that's right or wrong in your opinion, he goes through and he sort of explains all the situations that Churchill was in at the time. Because I really, like you were saying, it sort of really gets under my skin the way people talk about Churchill, and hold people to, which is a larger argument, hold people to the moral standings of today. Yeah. Which is just if you talk about any figure from a certain time backwards, they're going to have moral thoughts that are not in line with what we think now. We develop as the human race. Our moral compass develops, and like scholars and philosophers guide us through this insane world that we live in and give us a moral compass to follow. What we know now is completely different to what we knew when Churchill was around or whoever was around. I watched a video recently where when Churchill was in school, Darwin was still around proving evolution. Yeah. We'd only just figured out we'd evolved from monkeys. Yeah. Before that, we thought God had just fully created us. Whether you agree with that or not, but like, just the theory of evolution, how that has permeated society and completely changed the way we think about other human beings, we'd only just figured that out. Yeah. Okay? And therefore, and at that time, oh man, I don't want to get into it too deep, I guess, but, just puts it a little bit into perspective as to where Churchill was at. Did he have some racist views? He probably did, like the vast majority of people in his time, but in no way, shape or form did he go out of his way, especially people within the British Empire, did he go out of his way to hurt anyone that wasn't white. He wanted to win a war, and yeah, I don't want to get into detail, but Knowing Better on YouTube, check it out. It's a really, really good video, and I think it gives Churchill a fair shake of the stick. Says when he was right, says when he was wrong. But yeah, it's a good one to watch.
I just wonder how many people out on Twitter or in whatever universe they're in that are bandying these statements around, like Churchill was a racist, for example, quote unquote. I wonder how many people have read a biography of Churchill, or even read a little bit. Have you read 1,000 words, 5,000 words? 10,000 words on Churchill? Not that you can't have an opinion. Of course, you can have your opinion. I'm 100% for that, and I think these people should be allowed to say whatever they want on Twitter, because Twitter's Twitter. It doesn't matter. But it's desecrating public property is a different thing. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that you're allowed to do it if you've read 10,000 words on Churchill, by the way. I'm just saying, why would you even bother thinking about it or wasting your time thinking about it unless you've done a bit of research? And if you've read, all the biographies on Churchill and all the dissertations and stuff on him, and you still think he's a racist and you don't want his statue, fair enough. Campaign to your council, campaign to the government, vote for a party that wants to take it down. That's the way to do it. That's it. End. Yeah,
100%. All right, I'm letting old Johnnie Walker get me out of this.
Oh,
this
nice.
Fun come in.
He's back, is he?
He's back.
Love Johnny.
About 2/3 of the way down this bottle now. So good.
That's your green one, right?
Green label, yeah.
Nice.
Very nice. We should probably try and end the conversations with those, because I always feel like we get into the dirt and we're like in the trenches, and then we come out, we're like, oh, you know what film I watched? Which I love, but
I was just about to say, I watched Dante's Peak.
I want to hear about Dante's Peak. I'm just saying. All right, you watched it. I love it.
It's so good. Oh, mate, it's brilliant.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Those bloody idiots online and the reviewers on Rotten Tomatoes, 21%. They can.
Yeah,
because Dante's Peak is incredible. It's so good.
Yeah,
classic,
I love it.
Classic Brosnan. There's like great cars, like there's coffee shops. There's clean, fresh air. Before the thing starts erupting, but like it's all, you know what I mean? Like beautiful American countryside. Oh, station wagons. Oh, it's great. It's premium 90s filmmaking.
Thank you. Yes.
Hamilton. She's looking great in it as well.
Yeah.
The thing is, you always get a bit blindsided by how good she looks, because in the Terminator she's under a lot of stress. I'll give it to her. She doesn't look her best because there's a robot from outer space trying to kill her in every single scene. So she looks a bit
not from outer space,
haggard.
but from the future.
The future, that's right.
That's okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
Just clear it up. Yeah. But,
but that's one of the reasons why it's so good, because she's not, she hasn't just like escaped near death from a killer robot and then she looks in the camera and her hair's like perfect and her makeup looks good, but she's got one scratch on her cheek, Yeah. She's been through it.
She was one of the original feminists of 80s films.
Yes.
One of the only feminists of 80s films.
Yeah. Very true. But talk about a strong female character. That's what you need when people are making these films that are failing by just putting random actresses instead of men in things, which I don't really care about that much. But if you're going to do that, fine. But it's not going to work. You have to make new characters that are good, like her.
Yeah, exactly.
From Terminator.
Yeah, she was good. What was her character's name? I always just remember the actress's name.
That's a good question. I don't know. God, you've asked me this. I don't know anyone's name.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the best of time.
Terry, come on, you've got to help us out with these names, mate.
Come on, dude.
Producer T, dropping the ball once again.
T-Dog, come on. I'll find out. But it's good. I wish I could say I watched Under Siege. However, I did watch the trailer.
Great, that's all you need.
Now, I feel like it is all you need.
Yeah,
dude, I forgot how good that film is, and I showed my girlfriend it as well, and I think we're definitely gonna watch it because she was laughing her head off at it. Like some of the lines in it are amazing.
Oh, they're incredible.
And what's the name of the woman in it who is just unbelievable?
Well, she's incredible, but she's exactly what we're talking about here. Just a random chick who's not. Her character is worth nothing in that film. She's just a hot. She's a page 3 model, isn't she? She's like a dancer or whatever.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. That film it does need a Linda Hamilton-esque, female hero.
Sure.
Because the one we've got is just a wet rag.
Yeah, but there's a scene where he kills 2 guys either side of her, and she's like, "Oh my god, where are you? Special forces or something?" And he just looks at her and he goes, "No, I'm the cook."
Yeah.
And it's about in the trailer. He says that he has to clarify that he's just the cook of the ship about 5 times. Oh, man, what a good,
so good.
Damn, what a film that is. That is on the list. Trying to think if I've got
one. Sorry, I've got one. Go. Netflix is just churning out some absolute heroes at the moment. After I watched Dante's Peak, what should rear its beautiful head but Backdraft? Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah, is that Keanu?
No.
No. What am I thinking of?
Kurt Russell, William Baldwin, and they're firefighters in Chicago.
No, I haven't seen that. I have not seen that.
Oh mate, do yourself a favour. It's on Netflix. Get it ASAP. It's just again like prime early 90s. The soundtrack's incredible. It's by Bruce Hornsby and the Range. No, sorry. It's a Hans Zimmer soundtrack, but Bruce Hornsby and the Range do a couple of tracks in there, a couple of the sort of pop tracks, not the orchestral parts,
Sure.
Super 90s, and there's an incredible backbeat in all those songs, like massive 90s snare.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just loads of blokes like putting out fires and like in hilarious ways and just going into dangerous situations. And there's like corruption and like backstabbing and, you know, lots of brotherly love and brotherly camaraderie, you know, because it's the team of firefighters that has two brothers in it, you know.
Great. And they get separated at some point, I'm sure.
Oh, they get separated. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and the older brother has to like fight to get to the younger one or something.
Yeah, exactly. Other way around, but yeah.
Other way around. Okay,
yeah. Mate, it's so good. Yeah, it's one of those films that makes you want to be a firefighter or whatever it is in that film, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Oh, yeah, that's on the list as well.
Oh, De Niro's in it as well. Sorry, forgot to say.
Okay, man, this is huge.
There's so many great actors in it.
You know, Kurt Russell for me is a big black spot in my film knowledge, I think.
Yeah,
like I've seen a few of his newer things. Like I saw his Tarantino.
Oh yes, film. Hateful Eight.
That's it, Hateful Eight. That's a film. That's a very good film.
You know, I hated that when it first came out. I thought it was long. I thought it was boring. I thought, especially when we got halfway and it becomes apparent quickly that the whole film's going to start again from a different viewpoint.
Yeah,
that was when I was like, "Oh Jesus!" I've already had an hour and a half. Like, there's going to be another hour and a half, like of the same story. I'm like, so yeah, I didn't like that. But I am a Tarantino fan, but I just didn't like that one particularly. But then I watched it again recently and just blew me away. I just loved it.
Yeah.
Cool. I needed to give it a second go. And maybe I just wasn't in the right mindset, you know. Sometimes you're just not ready for a certain film, are you? But then that's why I always like to give them a couple of goes, you know, especially if people say that they're good, you know, recommend them or whatever. I like to give it a second go.
I think, with Tarantino, you have to be in the right frame of mind with all of his films, pretty much.
Well, you've got to have a whole night to spare, right?
If you've got to have a whole night to spare, yeah, absolutely. I think the only exception to that is Pulp Fiction. For me, I will probably watch that. If it's on a TV, I will stop what I'm doing, conversations, important life admin, anything that's going on, I will stop and watch.
Nice.
That film is so damn good.
Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yes.
The newest Tarantino.
Yeah, that one's fantastic as well. My gosh. He knows how to make a film.
He sure does.
Brad. Man. You know, I was losing faith in Brad a little bit. You know,
really?
Because even in Inglourious Bastards, I thought that was pretty. God, his accent sucked so bad. And I don't know. I was just sort of like losing it a bit with him. But in this one, he's just insane. And just.
They're both great.
What's his name?
DiCaprio and Brad Pitt together.
Sure.
Just, ultimate combo, mate.
Dream team. And
Margot Robbie as well. Like, I mean,
oh, of course.
Talk about putting bums on seats.
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah, she does it. That's for sure.
While we're mentioning DiCaprio, I watched Shutter Island as well. I think that was Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
But, that's great. Have you seen that?
I have seen that. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's one of these mind-bender films where it's like, it's a bit sort of standard thriller, not serial killer, but, you know, standard crime thriller sort of thing. But then there's a few, and then it just gets really twisty, and there's loads of like weird stuff going on, and I love that sort of thing. It's a bit like American Psycho in the fact that you don't really know. There's several ways to understand it. There are several viewpoints of which you can see that film, and all of them could be right. Any of them could be right, you know.
Sure. Yeah, no, I love the ending. It's pretty harrowing, and you just I remember when I first watched it, I was lucky I hadn't had it spoiled, and I didn't really have any idea there was a twist at the end, and I was just totally didn't know what to think, you know, which I thought was fantastic, you know.
That's the best.
Totally.
And have you seen American Psycho? Speaking of,
of course. American Psycho is fantastic.
Bale,
yeah,
that's
really,
another one
really
where
good.
it's just, I still have conversations to this day, and I've seen it maybe 10 times, and I still speak to people, and I'm like, what do you think happened? Like, what do you think happened at the end? Like, which? And then I'm like, no, surely it was this, you know. All those, I love speaking to people about those sort of films.
Definitely.
Their little theories and stuff. They're almost like